One day I come home from school and I get a text, bitch. And you know what? It's not from him. It's not from one of my girlfriends, bitch. It's from this random ass guy that I literally never fucking talked to. So I'm like, tell me the fuck why, bitch. It literally says,
"Hey, I think somebody has your pictures."
you're fucking joking. And I've had this makeup on all day, so it might look like shit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, bitch, we're gonna talk about the time, bitch, my nudes got sent to the entire basketball team. Yeah, bitch. Fuck you to whoever did it. You're a fucking loser. I know exactly who the fuck you are. And I'm kidding. Because low-key, I did some loser shit too. And we're gonna get into it. So just stay tuned, bitch. Okay, bitch. So for some backstory, I started sending nudes in 7th grade. That was like my 7th and 8th grade was like my whole era. You know, bitch, we all have a whole era. Ain't got no shame about it, bitch. You know, like I always go through it, period. Like 7th and 8th grade, bitch. Like I was sending nudes like wildfire. Like I was sending to multiple people on end, bitch. Like I was being a hoe. Like, period. I was going through my whole phase, you know. Anyways, but for some like more backstory, bitch, the reason why like I sent so many news and I had like this whole phase is because, bitch, I like have dealt with like sexual trauma back in the day, and like I've dealt with like trauma that has like altered my brain chemistry, and it was hard for me growing up to know the difference between like sexual attraction and genuine attraction or feelings. Like I didn't know the difference between the two at all. Like I thought that every single time a guy showed sexual attraction to me, I thought that he liked me. So like I was very much seeing like an altered lens. Because of that, that is why I sent these boys. I thought that every single last one of them liked me. Which is not the fucking truth. Like, bitch, please know the difference between the two, bitch. The faster you know the difference, bitch, the better off you'll fucking be. And the less tears and the less heartbreaks you'll fucking get into, bitch. There's a difference, babe. Please know that. And also, bitch, we're not gonna do the slut shaming, bitch. We're not gonna do the whole, like, you're a whore. No, I'm not doing any of that, bitch. If you're finna do all that, you can't exit stage left, bitch. This is a very safe zone to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. And if you send, you're not a whore, you're not a slut, you're not just a disgusting villain, you're not any of that. And if you're like a millennial or like an old bitch who got some shit to say about it, who says, oh, you're dumb, you shouldn't have done it, I would never done it, please say it for some bitch who cares, because I fucking know. We're in 2 different generations, we do shit differently. Let's not talk about all the hood rat shit that you bitches were doing in your generation. Let's really not get into it. And in our generation, we have technology, so like and obviously, like when you're in middle school and in high school, like during those phases of life, your hormones are out of control, you're hitting puberty, you're starting to get very sexually curious, and that's not a bad thing. And if you and somebody like are consenting and like you like each other, we have technology where like if you want to like express sexual desires and attraction to each other electronically, you can. And it was a very prominent thing to do back in my generation when I was in school. It was very normal. So yeah, like obviously, like I wouldn't expect you to understand that, but like you could at least give us some fucking grace, because we just do shit differently, period. And how many of you would have done the same thing had you have had our technology today? So like, let's not do that. Like, really, let's not do that. And instead of like slut shaming the person, I'm gonna say girl, because this is very prominent with like, it happens a lot with girls, but it does happen with boys too. I'm not saying it doesn't, but like with girls it's very prominent. If you're over here slut shaming and like hating on the girl and villainizing the girl, how about you villainize the guy who fucking sent them out and betrayed her trust? How about you villainize them and not the girl who just wanted to have a moment with a guy? I'm saying girl also because girls get the heat 10 times harder than boys do. It's no shade. Like, so 7th grade came around, and obviously like my hormones are going fucking crazy. I'm very sexually curious. So 7th grade is when I really start sending nudes. Like I would send them out like crazy to a lot of people. Like my nudes are out there, bitch. Digital footprint, I know. You know, bitch, it happened. Whatever the case is, it's done. There was this guy I met in 7th grade, and he was like new to our school. He played basketball. He was super tall. He was very, very cute. All the girls had a crush on him, bitch. I had a crush on him. And for some reason, like we started talking. So he gave me his number, and like we would start talking often. We'd FaceTime a lot. And like I thought that like we were low-key in like our talking phase. And once again, bitch, because of trauma, I thought that every guy that's sexually attracted to me liked me. So I was convinced this guy liked me too. So he started asking me for names. Obviously I would send them, bitch, because I was like, okay, he's my man, like I'm gonna send him, period. Also, like, let's not do that. Like, bitch, he very much gave me that whole hoopla spiel about how, oh, you can trust me, I would never send him out, you can trust me, I'm not like that, like, come on. So obviously I would. And also, bitch, please do not send at the fuck all ever, especially if you're in school, middle school especially, but like high school and college even. These are very juvenile spaces and very juvenile energy, and a lot of people are still very much immature. You have no idea what these bitches are doing with the photos after you send them, screenshotting them, taking pictures with other phones. Like, bitch, you just never know. So just to keep yourself safe, bitch, just don't fucking send them at the fuck all, especially if you're in a school environment. Like, save your fucking self, bitch. Red flag, bitch, if they ask you for them but they don't send them first, At the very least, bitch, if you're gonna send them, do not ever send them first. Ever. If they're not gonna send some shit first, bitch, don't send them at all. Like, don't ever send shit first. Period. That's a red flag. If they never send it at all, or if they don't send it first, that's a red flag. Don't do it, bitch. Period. Bitch, I know I was very fucking dumb. This guy would never send them to people. He would always ask them, and I would always give them. Once again, bitch, trauma, naive. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some grace. Give me some grace, okay? 7th and 8th grade, we would talk throughout that whole time period. Then freshman year came around, bitch. Like, I seriously liked this guy, and I thought that we had a little something. Like, literally towards the end of 8th grade, I literally can vividly remember us messaging and literally talking about how we were going to lose our virginities to each other. We had an entire conversation about it, about how we were literally going to do the D for the first time with each other. I thought that this guy was super cool. I know that we weren't dating or anything, but I still thought that he was my friend, I guess. We were flirty friends, and that was good enough for me. And I thought we just had a mutual understanding and a mutual respect thing, but I was fucking wrong. We had talked about that, and then freshman year came around. We had a class together. We ended up having a class together. So throughout the entirety of freshman year, we're flirting, whatever the case is, and he's smacking my ass and just being stupid and flirty, but I'm eating it up because I obviously have a crush on him. We did that entire thing the entire freshman year, and then one day I come home from school and I get a text, bitch. And you know what? It's not from him. It's not from one of my girlfriends, bitch. It's from this random ass guy that I literally never fucking talked to. So I'm like, mind you, I've said to him before too. The guy who's texting me, I've said to him in the past. 7th grade, but I still did, which is weird because it's anyway. So I'm like, what does he want? So I open it and tell me the fuck why, bitch. It literally says,
Hey, I think somebody has your pictures.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm like, you're fucking joking. What are you talking about? He's like,
I think somebody has your pictures.
And I was like, you're fucking lying. When I tell you, my heart literally sunk to my ass. I was like, you're joking. And he was like, no, he was like, I was in the boys' locker room and there was some guys huddled up. And whenever I looked, they were scrolling through pictures of you. That's just obviously, bitch, if your news gets spread around the school, bitch, you're done for. It's the end of the fucking world. And I was just like, oh, you're joking. I was like, that's the enemy. Because I literally remember, my school, they would do some crazy ass shit, with the whole things. I remember this one time there literally was a page. It was my high school name, and it was exposed. And it was people were posting people's on Instagram, on that Instagram page. People were vile. In my high school. So I was like, oh my gosh, no fucking way. I'm over. This is the enemy, bitch. I was like, no. I was freaking out. I was trying to get him to tell me, y'all, this boy would not tell me who it was. And obviously, I understand where he was coming from, but it's boy, if you're not gonna tell me who it was, or at least give me an idea of who you're talking about, then what was the fucking point? I'm bringing it up to me. Just give me anxiety? What the fuck? But I get it. His heart was in the right place. And he was very sweet, and I really thank him for that. But he wouldn't tell me. So I was like, okay, whatever. We just let it go. This is why the whole thing is so fucked up. And this is why I said I couldn't really blame him, and I'm a loser too. Because, bitch, literally that nice guy who told me that, me and him had sent news in the past, and he has sent my friends too, and my friends and I would do the same shit that those guys are doing in the locker room. At sleepovers, we look at guys' news and send shit in group chats. And this sweet guy, we were sending his in the same thing that they were doing to me, we had did to him. So it's bitch, can I really sit up here and play the blame game and point fingers and call him a loser? Bitch, we did the same thing. This is why I'm saying don't send anything at all, because bitch, everybody's immature, everybody's naive, everybody's very juvenile. Just don't send them in high school or in school, period. Everyone's stupid. Don't do it. It's because the girls, it's a very much a stigma that it's the guys doing it to the girls, and that is the prominent dynamic, but it also happens to guys too. The girls be doing this shit too, but girls do get the heat 10 times worse. I'm not gonna lie. That's just what it is. And so I felt so fucking bad because he was so sweet enough to tell me. We did the same shit to him. It's just fuck, I'm such an asshole. But anyways, fast forward to the story. I automatically knew exactly who it was because I just did. That was sophomore year. The guy who I had a crush on from the beginning, I had stopped talking to him, whatever the case is. I just forgot about him because I just moved on. So literally, I remember even junior year, I went to his pool and he was there and he was trying to flirt with me and whatever the case is. And I was just not fucking with him. And so I went my entire high school career without talking about it, without thinking about it, but it just did not consume me. I literally forgot about it and did my entire high school, graduated, and moved the fuck on. And it came back up after I graduated, bitch. Okay, hold on. think once again, I think that was my angels protecting me, because those guys could have been vile with my pictures and spread it out like to the school and expose the fuck out of me, but they just kept it in that group chat, which is still not okay. But I feel like I was spared because it wasn't like a big thing. Like mine weren't a big thing. So after high school, my guy friend who was in these group chats or whatever the case is, or like who knew about these group chats, he told me, he was like, yeah, like, hey, like everybody had your shit, like everybody had your nudes, and like it was in people's group chats, like, and I was like, you're fucking joking. And he was like, no, like it was like a thing. And I was like, oh my god, like I didn't know how big it was until after high school. I didn't know like the extent of it until after high school, which is like, I'm still thankful, because if I was in high school and I knew that, I would have lost my fucking shit. But I was spared, I feel like, because I didn't know about it until I had already graduated. So I feel like I was spared. But even then, I had like a point, even after I graduated, after I heard that I felt so ashamed of myself. I felt disgusting. I felt like a slut. I felt just so disgusted and mad at myself, and I felt so uncomfortable. I was like disgusted with the fact that like these guys that I did not consent to saw my body and saw me in such a vulnerable state that I did not give them permission to see me in. And I just felt so uncomfortable with the fact that like guys I did not fucking like at all saw my naked body, and it just did not sit right with me at the fuck all. You know what, I still cringe right now thinking about it, but I had to, for one, think about the fact that I did the same shit to that guy, and he probably feels the same way I feel, uncomfortable and things like that. So it's like I'm no better than them in that case. So I had to take accountability, but also I have to understand that I need to give myself grace and not be so hard on myself, because I understand I do have trauma that have altered my brain chemistry. I had a very altered vision or an altered idea of what love meant, so I didn't really know like his intentions. And also I was a very naive little girl. I was very insecure. I got validation from men, which also stemmed from my trauma again. And it was just like I was just very much like very weird and like naive mindset. And so knowing that, I don't want to give myself such a hard time about it, and understand I was young and I made dumb decisions, and that's not me now, and I've grown tremendously since then. And you know, she just was very like, she went through a lot, so I'm not gonna give her a hard time and give her some grace. Like if you're like, hey, like you have a lot of digital footprints, like what if somebody tries to expose you? For one, I'm not really worried about that because I don't think anybody would. But even then, bitch, I took those pictures when I was like 12 and 13. I'm a grown-ass woman now. My body has changed tremendously since then. And also, the people in my class are now 20 and 21 years old. If they still have my fucking nudes from when I was 13, that says a lot about them than it does about me. That's weird. That's a charge, bitch. So I'm not really concerned about it. Fuck those guys anyway. But I guess fuck me too, because that was just so fucked up. But it's not your fault. We all do naive, stupid shit growing up. You know, a part of life is growing up and learning from your mistakes, making better decisions in the future. And also, please be smart in the ways that like you understand guys' intentions with you. If you sent you had it bad and rough at your school and they gave you a hard time for it, I'm so sorry. And just know that it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna blow over in a week. No one will even be talking about it in a week. Yeah, please be smart and know who you're talking to and who you're entertaining and who you're giving your time to. And also understand how valuable and precious and sacred your body is, and only allow those who are worthy access to it and access to even look or gaze upon it. Understand your worth and understand how holy your body is and how holy you are. And don't let these fucking idiot little boys have access to you. Only the worthy are allowed in. But I love you so much. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.